Hello everybody, my name is Silvia Walukiewicz. For several years I have been working as a life and personality coach, as a psychologist, and as a sensitive and mediumistic consultant. I also give workshops and seminars on various topics of spiritual development. One of the issues I often see in my clients is that many are overwhelmed with all the demands that are partly made on them by the outer world and partly by themselves. Many of them have the feeling of being in a hamster wheel, trying everything and still not feeling good enough and not meeting the requirements. This behavioral pattern of trying everything and yet not reaching the goal often manifests in several areas of life. This is often accompanied by the prevailing emotion of not being good enough and not meeting their requirements. In the long run, this can lead to distraction, permanent inner restlessness, and inner dissatisfaction. Why is that, one wonders? What is the reason that I make so much effort but still cannot do everything and, in addition, I am still restless and dissatisfied? One of the explanations for this is that we are busy all day to meet all external requirements. Everyone wants something different from us and makes different demands. Many of us spend the whole day satisfying the needs of others while forgetting ourselves. As a result, we tend to be distraught and internally on the go. Another reason for this is the indoctrinated and internalized conviction of having to be perfect and having to meet all the demands that are made on us. The problem is that, firstly, there is nothing that everyone would call perfect because everyone sees the world differently. For that reason alone, this goal cannot be achieved. Secondly, we then begin to change our individuality and uniqueness to meet the demands of others instead of remaining true to ourselves. In this way, we do not live our lives, but the lives of others, and lose ourselves more and more. At this moment, it is as if we give ourselves up to be accepted, praised, and acknowledged by those around us. As a result, we depend on the compliment and recognition of others, and our emotional state depends on how others see us and deal with us. In this way, we are inwardly restless and rarely have contact with our inner peace. Something that many of us are probably familiar with is the so-called inner critic. It keeps talking to us that we would not be good enough, that we would still have to do this and that before we are allowed to relax, and it makes us have a guilty conscience if we do not correspond to the desired external norms. This critic was born out of the indoctrinations of society, the norms and rules of our ancestors, and other public guidelines and ideals, such as advertising. One topic that is strongly related to the above points is that many of us know what needs our fellow human beings have and what they want from us. On the other hand, many do not know what their needs are and what they want inwardly. This social phenomenon is very prevalent, as many of us have never really learned to feel into ourselves and simply give more space and attention to one's own being. Take your time, connect with your inner world, and ask yourself, what do I want in my relationship? What would I need to be satisfied with my job? How would I live if there were no social limitations? What activities would I do more often if I had less obligations? The important thing is to be honest with yourself. Also make sure that you allow yourself to have these wishes, even if your life is currently not what you want. Think more of what you can do to live more the life you want from the depth of your heart. In the following, I'll show you a two-part, very simple exercise with which you can perceive more, on the one hand, what you really want, and on the other hand, you can experience more inner peace and centeredness. I wish you a lot of joy, inner peace, and exciting insights.
Hello everyone! In this short video, I would like to show you a very special and efficient method in order to center yourself and connect more with your inner peace. I suppose most of you are familiar with the situation of running around the whole day in order to meet all the external demands, in order to fulfill the needs of other people, and in order to fit into the expected roles which others have on us. So in that way, we can feel no inner satisfaction, we can feel distracted, and we can find no inner peace. So imagine that this is symbolically your life situation. Usually, most people know what the partner needs, most people know what the boss needs, then most people also know what are the requirements or the needs of the friends and what roles our family expects us to be in. So in that way, we are not creating our own life, but we are instead just living the life of others. So in that way we can find no inner satisfaction. How we can get from that state of just reacting on the outer demands and on the outer needs into into living our own life and to feel innerly satisfied and have an inner peace. So the first thing we need to do is to observe the situation. So the first step I ask you to do is to close your eyes and to imagine your whole life in front of you and just observe what's going on, what people are doing in your life, how is your job situation, and just observe what's going on inside yourself. Just perceive the inner sensations. It might be a sensation of fear or might a sensation of inner distraction, and just let them flow without changing them. You might also need to take care of one or two emotions, but really try to just perceive what's going on inside. Then, as a second step, before you start to change something, it's very important to accept the situation as it is. As you might know, everything in life has a sense, and everything is like that for a reason. We might don't know the reason yet, but there's a reason because why things are like that. So the second step I ask you to do is just to close your eyes to observe internally the situation you are living in, and just to say internally, everything is perfect just as it is. So maybe if you say it the first time, it might be a little bit strange because you're not accustomed to accept things as they are. But really try to say it again. Everything is perfect just as it is. And do that several times and really go into the feeling of acceptance. And after some time, you will feel more inner satisfaction and more inner peace. Then the third step is to accept yourself. Most of us are running around the whole day in order to fulfill all the needs of other people and all the external demands because we have the impression to not be good enough. So if we start to accept ourselves more and more, we can react more from our inside and from our heart instead of just reacting on other people. So once again, close your eyes and just connect with your heart and say to yourself, I'm perfect just as I am. And say it again, I'm perfect just as I am. And then let really the sensations flow in your body and observe what's going on. And perceive how you get more calmness inside. Because if you accept yourself more as you are, you can really get the calmness, you can get more connection with your heart, and like that you have the base in order to start changing your life for the life you want and you wish for. So now let's move to the second part of the exercise. After having accepted yourself and your life situation for what it is, it's time to ask yourself, how do you want to feel in your life? In order to do that, just depict a type of mind map with you in the middle and your areas of life around you. And then just go inside, connect with your heart, and ask yourself, how do you want to feel in your life? The answers might be you want to feel relaxed, challenged, loved, respected, appreciated, etc., etc. So just let your wishes come up and just write them down. So as you might know, if you expect, let's say, from your partner or from your boss to be treated with a lot of respect or to be appreciated, you need to ask yourself if you treat yourself like that. Yeah, you cannot expect from somebody else to treat you with love or with respect if you don't do that to yourself. So check with yourself if you're loving yourself as you are, if you're treating yourself with respect. How do you behave with yourself if you are sad or if you are angry? Do you reject yourself or do you accept yourself for what you are? Just check that with yourself. How do you behave with yourself, and do you behave or do you treat yourself as you want to be treated by others? Yeah, really analyze that and take some time. As a third step, ask yourself, what do you wish for in all the areas in your life? So what are your needs in the relationship? What do you need to feel fulfilled in your job? How you would like to feel with your friends? What do you need there? And really go through all of the areas of your life and write down your needs and your wishes. And then, as a fourth step, of course, ask yourself, how can you get there? For example, you would like to be more happy with your relationship and have better conversations. So it might be time to really spend more time with your partner, more time with quality, for example. And it might be a good time to do a couple coaching, for example, in order to practice the communication skills. Or, for example, if you want to feel more fulfilled at your job, you might need another education in order to do more the things you really like to do. Or let's say you want to spend more time with your friends, more time of quality. So try to find that out, what you can do in order to fulfill your needs and your wishes in your life. So of course it might take some time to change your life and to create more the life you wish for, but it's really worth it. So, and if this was too fast for you, you can of course watch the video again and again. So I really wish you a lot of pleasure and a lot of joy in creating the life you wish for and in living your life instead of living the life of others. And I thank you for watching this video and see you soon.